quote Stephen J. Daniels, a good friend will help you move, but a true friend will help you move a body, right? So Jim in a panic explains, the guy tried to kill me at the ATM. Things went a little south, man. So now Jim, of course, needs your help. Jim pops open the trunk, and there it is. The attacker and his lifeless body, right? And at this point, turning Jim away is no option, okay? So, first question. Do you, A, get the body out of the trunk and start to strip it down of all its clothes and personal items, or B, move the vehicle around back of the compound, because discretion is definitely necessary?
I would say I would move the vehicle, but this is Florida. So if you shot someone at the ATM who was trying to rob you, you probably wouldn't be in trouble. Why would you throw the body in the trunk to begin with? But we passed that point. Like, you got stand your ground, dude. You're good to go. So first off, he's probably lying to me, and maybe he did something wrong. But here we are. So we're gonna move the car.
Yeah. B. Correct answer is just get everything out of sight, out of mind, just in case. Now, of course, where you live, I know for a fact nobody sees shit going on there. But anywhere else, you probably need to get the vehicle out of view so that you can kind of do what you need to do methodically, calmly, and not worrying about third parties seeing what's going on. Okay. So now that you're in a more discreet position, do you A, pull the body out and start stripping it down of its clothes, or B, tarp the ground and because things are probably going to get a little messy?
Yeah, I would tarp the ground if I was even going to take it out of the vehicle, because your current location isn't contaminated yet, only the car is. So we want to reduce contamination of other areas.
That's right. You probably want to glove up and pay attention to what you're wearing and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm with you.
Put on your science suit.
That's right. All right. So, okay. You've got that fucker out of the trunk and stripped down. All right. So do you A, grab a couple of 50-gallon steel drums, or B, get your shovels and start digging? And, remember, we got different ways of getting rid of bodies. So it's on you to pick which path you want to take right now.
I'd say get the drums.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. That's definitely
get the drums.
Get the drums. All right. So yes, that is correct. A, grab a couple of 50-gallon steel drums. Okay. You've got the attacker crammed into one barrel, and personal belongings plus the tarp in the other. All right. So far, so good. All right. So do you A, pour gasoline in those barrels and get it burning, or wait? You're probably going to need something that gets a little hotter.
Yeah, I'd probably wait and either get something that gets hotter or get something that is a chemical that would actually just melt the stuff down into goo.
Yeah. Correct. I think, we all, anybody that was a Breaking Bad fan learned the pros and cons of acid washing a body and bones away. So yes, you are correct. You want to get something that burns hotter. So do you A, drive up to the airstrip nearby, find a small plane and commandeer some fuel out of it, or B, wait, you're going to pull off some distance away and then proceed on foot? So basically, are you driving direct to the airstrip, or are you going to kind of, park early and kind of hump in?
How much fuel do we need to get?
Enough to probably burn a body.
So if we're talking about a couple of gas cans, then maybe we walk in. But if we need to get enough to fill up a 55-gallon drum, which you probably wouldn't fill the thing all the way up because fluid doesn't, the fumes burn more than the fluid. So the only thing with driving up is I don't want to get my license plate or anything like that on camera. So if I snuck in with the gas can and got maybe, 2.5 gallon ones that I could, move pretty fast and stealthily with, not, be walking with a giant gas can. I think that would be the best way to get off the camera systems.
Yep, I agree. You don't want to leave a digital trail anywhere. And probably a good idea to leave all cell phones and anything else that can track you from behind. And I don't know what kind of car you drive, but pretty much every car built in the late 90s to early 2000s have tracking devices in them, whether you like it or not. And so you got to think about that kind of stuff too. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I agree. You got to hump in. That's the bottom line. So we're going to opt for discretion. We don't want any chances of the security cameras, like you mentioned, linking the vehicle back to us at any given point. So you pull off the road discreetly, keeping your vehicle some distance away from the airstrip. You approach the airstrip on foot. And with this discretion, then you, A, find a small plane and try to pry open the fuel door so that Jim can siphon the fuel. Or B, take a moment and find a fuel truck.
I've never actually siphoned fuel from a plane. Yeah. So with that being said, I think I would look to try to find the other fuel source, because I don't know if it's as easy as siphoning fuel from a plane. I've never done that.
Yeah, I think if you're not familiar with aircraft, then yeah, finding the fuel truck is definitely a much easier way of doing things, because you can actually turn a valve, and you're going to probably get your fuel faster, more effective that way without messing around in the dark with an aircraft. But what's interesting on an aircraft is the wing. They have these little spouts, and basically it allows a pilot. The spout, you put imagine like a clear test tube that you push up against that spout, and it automatically puts fuel into the test tube, so you can hold it up to the light and make sure you've got clean fuel. There's no sedative, no weird stuff going on inside the wing. So you could literally just push right up next to that thing and fill up some fuel canisters. But yes, if you don't have knowledge of aircraft, then it's probably much better to go find a fuel truck. Okay. And plus, a fuel truck probably is going to have fuel in it, whereas an airplane may not. And you might have to go around several aircraft to figure this out, and you don't have time for that shit. So you get the fuel, and you're heading back. Upon return, it's now about 3:30 a.m., okay? So once you get back to your steel drums, do you A, light it up, start burning, or B, head to a more desolate and rural location with your jet fuel and your steel drums?
For the normal neighborhood, I would say move to a different location. For my neighborhood, I'm in the middle of the forest already. So for general conversation, I would say move to a discreet location, because it's probably going to stink.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of signatures going on. So, yeah, go to the desolate location. All right, you're doing good, man. You're like 100%. Okay.
I totally have never done this, and we don't do this on the property out there.
Yeah, you should listen to Pat's, man. It's pretty good, because every single question he's like, now, I have to say, I would not do this for real, okay? I would not do this for real. He was totally covering himself with each answer. But he got every single question right, so it kind of makes you wonder. You're listening to Can You Survive This Podcast? Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and share on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.